Oh, don't think that's working. Don't think that's working at all. It's just like a blank. Hang on, hang on. Let me put a camera. There we are. There's a bit of me down here. We'll need to work on this shot, I think. I think we'll need to work on this shot. But anyway, hello everyone, welcome. Welcome in. Yeah, it's a very... I forget the millimeter on the lens, but it's far too wide at the moment. And plus, the f-stop is really sort of like high, so I don't have a blurry background. But we can probably go to a much better one if we go here. There you go. And the light is really, really bright, and I don't think I can reduce it. Oh, I might be able to. Oh, let's try that. That's a little bit less in your face, isn't it? So hello and welcome. We're going to be doing some M-Space prep tonight. We've got we're going through our adventure at the moment, but I'm going to be prepping up the next one. So if you really want to not see any of this, then I totally understand. It's probably time to put a bit of a spoiler on and just sort of like say no thank you. I've put a poll in the chat whether or not you would prefer to GM or play, so keep an eye on that. And also, if you do want to say anything, then do consider putting it into the chat, because I can work my magic and make it come up below as well, which I think is really, really exciting. Yeah, I can even make things. I haven't done anything fancy with those yet. So yeah, so lots have been going on since you were last here with me. I've redone my star systems because I was getting into this. I was getting really confused with sectors, subsectors, and also things like I just had a sudden feeling. I have got the right camera on. Yes, I do. Phew, I was a tad worried there. When I get my new camera lens, this will look really much better, because all this back thing should be all blurred out, which should be a lot better. But at the moment, poor inwils, you can't afford at the moment. Camera lenses are so flipping expensive, they really are, and there's so much camera gear that I would like, but I do also have this habit of just buying it and not actually using it, which is another issue altogether. So, but I'm trying to sort of like think, right, what do I actually need, etc. Oh, it might be better with that out. We'll see how it goes. So what I've been sort of like working on. Oh, this is, I always do this wrong. There you go. So I've been working on these idea of subsectors, etc., etc. So this is the actual subsector. I think that's right. Yes. So this is the Levito subsector, and I've created this using hexagrapher or world hexagrapher, which is really good. But I had a real misconception in my head, because I thought that each one of these was sort of like one planet. But of course, they're not one planet. They're actually a solar system. They're actually a system. So Levito, this is a star that we're looking at here, and not actually a planet like I thought. And so what I've started to do is change how I sort of like organize it. So what I have now is that I have these that I've just started to set up, and this was the one that I just did recently. I'm just going to, just so it's easier, because I'm going to be over. I actually have done one of these that I'm over the opposite side, which should be helpful for you to see. So what I've done is that I've sort of like decided on this layout. So sort of like, just sort of like down here, we have like the law level and the tech level there. And then in this orange box, I have almost like the system information. So you can see here, it's in the Levito subsector. The solar system is called the Alecto. It's a yellow giant trinary star type. There's 4 planets and 4 gas giants. There's one habitable planet with 1 moon. And what I've decided, rather than giving them all separate names and trying to keep up to date with each of the names, I've decided, and I do think somebody would probably do this, you know, just for ease. Whatever the system is called, so this one's the Alecto, then the planets are Alecto 1, Alecto 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. I just noticed, look, there's a mistake here. We need to change that because it just says 7 instead of 8. And then what I've done here is that we've got the name, the size, atmospheric pressure, breathability, overall climate, and any life that's on it. And I've tried to sort of like keep that. And that's the same as is on the M-Space core rulebook. That's exactly the same. I had a real interesting discussion on the Discord, so if you're not a member of the Discord, please do go along and join it. The difference between atmospheric pressure and breathability, and I was really confused about these 2 terms, because on one of them it would say something like, on both of them it would say Earth-like, and I couldn't understand what it meant by Earth-like. So on the atmospheric pressure it might say Earth-like, but then on the breathability it might say Earth-like as well. But this is all to do with the actual density of the air. Somebody from Discord mentioned that, and that really made sense to me. So this is how dense the air is. And then the breathability is whether or not you can breathe it normally, or whether or not you need a vac suit, or whether or not you need a filter, etc., etc., etc. So this is going to be, this is just sort of like a little bit of information that I put down at the bottom. So this is basically going to be the setup for it to start to continue with. I'm just wondering whether or not this, oh no, I think it's probably all right, brightness wise. So this is going to be what I'm going to set up. Notice up here it says no rift gate in this system, and this is an idea that I got from Elevation, the sort of like the starter pack adventure. They have what's known as rift gates, and this is going to be really interesting. I'm going to make sure that I ease the party into this. And rift gates are where you can travel, almost like a wormhole, that you can travel a huge amount of distance, but not actually via your own jump capabilities of your ship. Interestingly, as well, I was looking up when I was doing M Space. I noticed about lore levels and tech levels, and I remember from when I used to play Mongoose Traveller, and I must admit Mongoose Traveller was one of the second games that I actually played. I don't think I ever played it. I think it was more of a case of we just got it and then tried to get into the scenario, but of course it was completely different to a dungeon crawl that we were used to in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So anyway, I went back to the books, and I noticed that there was additional information about tech lore level. So here, these are all, it took me ages to get my head around lore level. So I actually sort of like keep it in my head. So these are the legal possessions. So you're not allowed explosives, portable guns, personal concealable, etc., etc. So I actually copied that out, all the back ones as well. And the Mongoose Traveller also said that they're not allowed to have this idea of tech level. So any items tech level 11 or higher are illegal on a lore level 5. Citizens must register for off-world travel. Visitors must register all businesses. I thought that really gives a huge amount of role play opportunity, but also with Io, who is now a forger and things like that. I thought it leads up to a whole load of really interesting aspects. And all use of psionics are restricted to government psychics only. And of course, if you're not aware, Io is psionic. She hasn't shared that with the party yet, but we're just waiting. And then the tech level here as well. So the other thing I've done is started to change this header, and at one point the header was always the same. Let me just see if I can show you. I think I changed it. Some of them will be the old-fashioned one, like this. So I've been through and changed all those to the M Space one, and I haven't changed them all, but that's actually going to be the plan. Excuse me. And I did create these via this website, but I just feel it's too much information. You know, it's actually far too much information connected to it. I mean, there are certain things that I like about it. Obviously, the atmosphere. I like this idea of special, which I might invest in. And there's actually a table for that in M Space, but I didn't feel that I wanted to sort of like get into this amount of detail, because really and truly why does it matter that it's 0.17 Earth years for period of rotation around the sun? And I just thought, it doesn't tell me, there's nothing on here about atmosphere. There's nothing that's saying, I mean, it says it on some of them, like here on this terrestrial world, but it doesn't have it on any of the others. And I'm think, so is there not a atmosphere there? And I really, this idea of physics, I really got confused about, etc. So I thought the best thing is to keep it simple and to the point. And then I thought that's the best way round this. So this is all going really well, and the characters, all the character skills are fleshing out, and I'm really enjoying creating the world. And I knew right at the beginning that it would take me a while to develop both the campaign and the adventure type. And this is where I'm leading up to, because I've really struggled with the adventures so far. And just one second. And I think I made a change on It's a Bug Hunt when I made it a very linear adventure. So it was literally, this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. And that's how it actually worked. And that worked really well. I felt that worked really well. The other thing that I wanted to start changing is less of you're on this planet, let's go to places on this planet, and more, okay then, we're in sci-fi, what does that actually mean? And so what I've devised for the adventures in the future, hopefully, is that I've almost created a bit of an idea, a concept that I am going to use. And this concept really allows me to maintain some kind of, not order, it's more flow that I actually want. So like I said, if you are planning on watching this, then I suggest that I'm going to be making up an adventure now. And I use a program called Penultimate on my iPad, and it allows me to write notes, etc. And it always starts like this. And I always have an issue because I never know what I'm going to call it, but something will actually come to mind. Then I start starting to read it, and then I'm just what on earth does that say? And I've tried to make a valiant effort to make sure that I'm writing a lot better on this one. Okay then, let's call it I'm going to call it Marshbanks. It doesn't really matter why at the moment, but I'm just going to create that article, and then it should appear in here, and then we can start to edit it. Okay. Oh, I think it's quite nice to have my camera over there, so I will leave it there for the time being. Just to let you know, I was going to make these private, and you had to become a member to watch them, but I'm not going to do that. Anybody could come and watch. So this is always the overview. So the first piece of paper is always the overview, and I try to start thinking, okay, what is it all about? So the Sons of Black Star, I wonder whether or not I've actually got a... Here, can you see this? This is what's so good about World Anfield. So here is the organisation of Sons of the Black Star. So I can just click that. And so when I'm actually viewing that, it'll actually be linked and I can see what that's all is about. Somebody just go, hello gamer. This is Matt coming in. I heard the sound, so because I'm only on a one screen computer here. It's lovely to have you in the chat, Matt. It's lovely to have anybody in the chat. I really do appreciate that. Have lost one of their starships. Okay. No contact. They inform the party that there has been the other thing that I wanted to just use to start off with, this it has a program. This has a program, a built-in whiteboard, so I can just sort of like make it private and then create it, and then we can get rid of that, so we've got the whole screen. Oh, the Minecraft, it was dire. It honestly, Matt, please do not go back and have a look at it. It was unbelievably bad. How was France? Is it really hot? We've got sort of like really cool weather here in the UK, but I keep seeing really sort of like hot weather in Europe. Is it really hot over there? Right. So this is the sort of like the flow of it. Oh, I'm not used to using this, so I do apologize. Of Black Star lost one of their ships. Okay then, so this is the sort of like the starting point. That's sort of like the what? Ooh, search arrows. What's this? A sticky, oh, a sticky note. That's nice, isn't it? And then can I just bin that? Oh, I think have I binned the whole whiteboard? Hopefully I can just delete it. It was extremely windy. I had to put my hood up just to keep... Wow, that is windy. It's quite windy here at the moment as well, but it's also incredibly wet. Right, let's pop this over. I might just concentrate on these little things to start off with and then see what happens. What's this? This is draw, about, shape, text. Okay then, so this is what's going to start the adventure off, and this idea that come on, move. This idea that they report one of their ships are missing. let's put lost contact with them. Where and when we need to make sure that oh, this is a bit of a, that's rotate. And of course, once you've got it, we need to almost like decide when and where that happens. That's going to be really important. And then it says so the ship has crashed on an alien world in a swamp. So I really like this this idea. So we're almost like introducing the players to like the aliens, but also this idea of you know, we're going to have to do or organize something. Why can't I move this? There you go. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that actually, but yeah, I've just opened podcasts for some unknown reason. This is not my favorite whiteboard, but it keeps everything together. Ship abandoned. Fried by massive EMP. That's really important to the group because that's how they lost their ship. Bandits return. I'll just put combat there. So that's the almost like the next bit of the adventure. So that oh look, we can bend it. I like that. Okay, let's just shrink that down a bit. You're seeing it from the ground up here. Surviving crew and subject have been taken to shelter. That bit goes there. This is making a lot of sense now. How we're going to do it. Release crew boy, return to surface. Cool. So that's basically the flow of the campaign. Well, not the campaign, the adventure. That's basically what's going to happen. So let's make sure that we that they have lost contact. Oh, that the other thing, let me just pop this in. Project Nemesis. So we were doing some work on this project Nemesis last time, if you remember, and I want to introduce it to this campaign and to the players, because I want them to join it. I want Project Nemesis to actually say, yeah, I've actually spelt Project Nemesis wrong, but never mind. They've ordered that they have lost contact of one of their crew and recently identified, I forgot what they actually call their. This is one of the wonderful things about this system, that all my information is just here all the time. Consumer that will transform into the they believe that there is one individual who can save them. Will be, however, the person is not known. The sons they collected search their defend their ward. So that's what it's sort of like being called, like the ward. Recently identified ward. They informed the party that they have lost contact of one of their crew and have recently identified. Well, the ship was in an was making several small jumps on their way back to Sothis. During one of the communications, regular communications, I think, regular communication check-ins, the signal was lost with it being replaced with static. The ship was actually hit with an EMP that fried the majority of the ship's circuits and the ship was forced to crash land on a remote planet. Epsilon. There's an idea that the planet, although habitable, has no bases or dwellings. It is a planet that is covered in a variety of biomes, but the ship's transponder is that's going to be there's an issue here because of this. We need to think about this. But a variety of biomes. Sensors reveal the presence of a metallic mass or concentration on the planet's surface in a swamp-like region. Initial sensor readings show no life forms on the ship, although there are some life forms present in the swamp. Sensors will not be able to identify these. Right, so we have to be careful now, because if they're like a ship in space, they're going to be able to sense, to go down and just sensor sweep the whole of the planet virtually. And if that's the case, then they'll almost be able to identify where the bandit camp is. So we need to track back and think, okay, then we don't want them to do that. So what's actually happening here? Okay then, so this is and frequent electric storms making detailed sensor sweeps almost impossible. Okay, so this is good, because what I can say is we can increase the difficulty of them and say that there's an electrical storm, but somebody who is really good with sensors might be able to sort of like sort it. Let me just sign in here, because of course IO has sensors, and I think she has it quite substantially as well. Let's just have a quick peek. This is when I go into the game and find that they're playing without me, but they're not. Phew. What's IO sort of like general sensors at 60%. Oh, that's all right then. That's fine. She might be able to do a hard success or anything like that. The ship's boat can be piloted down into the swamp. They need to find a safe place to land, and they will need good piloting not to hit anything on the way down. So what I'm doing now is that I'm trying to think, is there any way the bandits could be causing the storm? So it seems more like planning. Yeah, they could. That's completely a fantastic idea. I have to be careful about tech, you know, because the question is, my idea was somebody else EMP'd the ship and caused it to crash land on the planet. Okay, and then the bandits just happened to be on the planet and see it crash out because the party got their own ship EMP'd right at the beginning of the campaign. So I thought it's about time that I slip something in again. And initially what my idea was that Core, which is the big corporation, they actually, Hammond was actually working on a new weapon. So in a sense that he was actually, they actually used his weapon to destroy their ship, if that makes sense, which I think would be a fantastic sort of like loop around. And I also don't want, I was thinking, if anybody's seen Mad Max or anything like that, that's the sort of like bandits. I wanted them to have guns, but not powerful guns. And what I'm doing here is that I'm trying to think about each character and what they can actually do at each point. So it's almost like they all have a role to do something. For example, Hammond might send a drone out, but there's an issue here that the electrical storms communications is limited. for both communicators, sensors, and drone piloting. So that's nice now. That is sort of like giving. The creator of MSpace, Clarence Red, was said to me once, the best thing about combat is not actually the opponent, is the situation that you place them in. So it's a bit like I could just have them a stand-up fight and that would be fine. But the situation is so important here. What's going to be in the swamp? How they're going to progress through it. I want them to meet aliens, and I think I might have plant aliens. That's what I might have. I want them to think, how can they overcome this? What can they do here? So I often think making an adventure is almost like saying, okay, here's all the parts. These all have a problem or a barrier to get over. The question is, how will the party do it? So I don't like, I like linear module adventures, but sometimes I like to give them a little bit of free will, what they can do to overcome it. And as a GM, I think, especially with MSpace, I have to be prepared to take a step back and think, okay, then if they come up with a way to do accurate sensor sweeps, should I let them do it or should I not? And the interesting thing is, I know Hammond has jury rigged something on the Starship already. And I've already decided, why is my brightness so high on this? That's better. I don't know why it's so high. You can actually probably bring it down. I can, if we want, just to go to black and white, which I quite like, or the sepia effect. I quite like that as well. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll look at it in the future. Okay, right. Let's just get. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing else in chat coming through. No. Okay. Go down. I use the word within too much, and when I'm using Grammarly, it always tells me to replace it with in. So I was going to say within the swamp, but it's just in the swamp. In the swamp, there will be a number of natural barriers, stroke encounters. So we've got some ideas here. Carnivorous plants. It does have, this does have a spell checker on it, but I don't think it's a very good spell checker at all. I know that's not how you spell carnivorous. Carnivorous plants we can have. I think also unstable land, sinking mud, that sort of thing. I want to put up the start of some kind of ecosystem, in the sense that I want them to find animals grazing on plants within the swamp. Top predator, possibly like a dinosaur, which be good. I heard a little bloop there. I thought, oh, somebody's put a message in, but maybe not. Anything else that could happen in the swamp, people? So anything that you think could go into the swamp. Carnivorous animal grazing. I almost want to create that typical Jurassic Park moment when they see some of the small grazing animals, and then all of a sudden this big Tyrannosaurus Rex comes bursting through the undergrowth. Oh, I've 5 pesky insects biting, etc. That would be a good one. Let's see what you're coming up with, chat. Now that is interesting. Swamp gas. That is very interesting. I like the idea of that. I feel that it could really it could really mess with them. Plus, you know, there's suddenly this idea, can you actually fire your weapon at this point? I like that. Okay, 6 bits are good. Okay, so I just brought your gas idea in again. Covered in vines and plants, but the outline is still detectable. Okay, so I'm going to play a really okay, so the sensors will reveal the presence of two metallic mass / concentration on the planet's surface. Okay, and they're some distance apart. Now, this is when I'm going to play a classic GM trick. This is a classic GM trick that we all know and we all use. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. Can I put your thing? Yeah, I need to make that more exciting, I think, when it comes up. Exactly. They can't do that, and they'll never detect it unless maybe until it's too late. So the classic GM trick is this. Okay, you appear to be giving players choice, but there's no choice at all. Because although I say that there's two some distance apart, let's say A and B, it doesn't matter which one they go for. That will be the ship, if that makes sense. It doesn't matter which one they go for. One will be the ship that crash landed with the most recent one. And no matter what they decide to do, they will naturally go to that first, which is acceptable. And I have to be really careful to say that they're roughly the same size. It looks the same. There's no apparent difference between them. Well, at the first ship investigating a small band of bandits will appear to see what they can salvage from the crash. These will be hostile, but can be caught and interrogated if needed. Okay, that's cool. I like that. I like that. Oh, we've got so much in this adventure so far. I love it. The party will then proceed to the bandits camp to rescue the and their ward. They will then have to return to their boat and meet and return and fly back to their starship in orbit. The adventure will end while in orbit. the party will detect the presence of a probe. Once detected, it will attempt to leave the area, although it can be attacked and retrieved. The data on the probe will be heavily encrypted. The party will return to office and deliver the ward. At this point, they will be introduced to the Project Nemesis. Ready for the next session. Nice. We got some nice hooks in there and some nice links. Let me just go back to organizations. I thought I had. Oh, here it is. This is the one that is spelt incorrectly. Oh no! Don't give me an internal error, server error. What the flip does that mean? What? Oh no, I think World Anvil must be crashing. I have no idea what's happening here now, but it doesn't look good. It does not look good. Let's just... Right, we're back in. I bet. Oh, what on earth is happening here? I hope I haven't lost anything. I really do. Oh, right. I don't think. I think something is definitely up here. But I only try to stream these for an hour because they're not super exciting content. Some of the times it's just me typing and nothing else. But so I'm going to leave it there. I don't know what is happening to that at all. If you want to see what actually happens in the adventure, then please do remember that we stream live on a Saturday night, 7 o'clock England time, UK time, whatever that is. So whether or not that is BST or GMT, 7 o'clock live. just to let you know, I try to let people know via Twitter whether or not a session's going to be on or not. And always remember that, you know, you can come along to our Discord and see the information discussion there. If you're interested in following along with all the RPG content, then please remember you can just nip across to the wonderful Ko-fi page that has everything on there. It has both all the content that I produce, from Twitch streams to shorts or blog posts or anything like that. And also, if you're willing to support the stream or the RPG section, then also you can become a member or donate, and you get some content such as actually seeing all the character sheets as they come up. Yeah, no worries, Matt. Thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate it. And oh no, don't try not to laugh too much. And also you can see character sheets, but also you can check out all the organizations that we put onto World Anvil, and even for a higher membership you get to see the adventure notes as well. So thank you so much for coming along tonight. I hope you enjoyed that brief GM. I'm going to try to do this any Saturday night when we're not playing, and if we are playing on the Saturday night, I will put it onto a Sunday, but I will try to schedule it in as much as I possibly can. Thank you so much for being around tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if there's anything that you would like to see or questions, don't forget just to pop them in the description and comments below. Thank you so much for coming along. Happy role playing, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. See you all real soon. Thank you for your support. See you. Bye.